the most recent episode, like it clearly is like Jovi is polyamorous, and I'm completely okay with this fact. My parents would have a field day. I told them they're not allowed to listen.
Would they have a field day? Would they have a field day, or would they have a cow?
Can I say both?
A field cow.
A cow day.
Wait,
cow.
we played that game.
They would have a field moo cow.
Oh, we did with the cows.
Where you that
Huey Roach, wasn't it?
yes, that is the singular funniest edit I have ever
Kat, do you
done.
want to do my announcement that we're live selfie with me today?
Sure.
Ooh.
Not.
Hi, everybody.
I require a link.
It's the same one.
I know, but it's different this time.
Oh
No,
shit, that's right. I have to. Do I have
it's-
to? Do I have
it's-
to promote this? Ugh.
That's true.
Ugh.
I added a keyboard shortcut to my phone.
Aren't you fancy?
So when I type play better without a space, it automatically populates the Twitch link.
Here.
That's amazing. It's like hotkeys, but for your phone.
Yeah. I do it with a lot of things. All of my emails are also a series of initials, so that when I have to type my emails in, and it says EBG. Elizabeth Brink Gmail. Bink. I also have a lot of emoticons. Table flip, reverse table flip.
Hi guys, sorry, we'll be interesting in
this
just a moment.
This is fun. I like that. This is how
Typing
we
on my
this is-
phone.
So-
Typing on my phone.
Is there a link on the Play Better page yet?
Just a moment.
Okay. I will be patient.
Oh, somebody is listening to the stream with proper audio.
Sorry, I fixed that.
Okay.
Great work. You're a hero.
I'm the one who's at fault.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding. You're not a hero. Demoted.
I need a hero.
Are you holding on for a hero?
Holding out for a hero.
Side note, I didn't know that song existed until Shrek 2. Anyone else?
Neither.
Just me?
Neither.
Yep, cool.
It is in my karaoke standards.
Okay, I'm over it. All right.
Are you gonna be okay?
Posted to the
I do have Play Better Productions on autocorrect.
Great work.
Hashtag the Ratbaggers. Hashtag for production.
Because I only have to type.
Convinced me to come out for my
Plabe.
Good job.
Play better.
Side note, I'm making hashtags for all of our characters and
Oh,
using
I
them
saw
in
you.
appropropriate
I saw
pictures.
you.
Yep.
For
I've
a
already tagged
moment,
you as Missy
I'm sorry,
Stoneanchor.
everybody.
I have Jovi and Dari for me. I have Gale the Barbarian. And then I don't think I've used RealQuest yet because I haven't found an appropriate life situation, but I promise I will.
Real Quest moments are few and far between, but those.
Wilquist.
No, no.
Wilquist?
No, Real Quest.
Wilquist.
It's Real Quest.
Wilquist.
Wilquist. I need to wear my glasses.
guys must
I
have
need to wear
been-
my glasses next week.
You guys must have been so mean in elementary school. I'm
Well,
telling
here's
you.
the thing.
I
I
would
learned
never.
how to say... Jovi finally learned how to say your name, and now you can't pronounce hers. So I think that
What are you
Wilquist
talking
is
about?
still going
I
to be-
pronounce your name perfectly beautifully. Yeah, okay.
17.
He's being sarcastic.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that to get it back on track? We haven't even started yet.
Oh no, Liz just rolls for success.
Fuck! Wait, I left my dice upstairs.
Go,
I'm gonna
go.
Go.
Shit.
I'll tell you a story. Once at one of my very first Gen Cons, I was playing in a game with Corey Reed at Barsoncore on Twitter.com, one of my favorite people in the entire world. He's an extremely tall, sword-fighting Canadian.
I have a very
And-
vivid picture of this person I've never met.
He's
now.
incredible. And Reform School Ninja Girls is his thing. Dino Pirates of Ninja Island, another thing that he did. He's amazing. One of my just favorite friends, favorite people in the entire world. And we were playing a game, and I spent the entire time insistent that there would be sharks around. And rather than being like, Liz, you are being so fucking ridiculous, there's no sharks, he just had me roll a d20 every now and then to check for sharks. And the rule eventually became that if the number that he was thinking in his head was the number that I rolled, that there would be a shark.
That's awesome.
And so I very frequently and so every now and then I when I'm doing this and just announcing the number in my brain, I'm thinking shark check.
You realize that mechanic is also how you placate 4-year-olds.
Yes.
Okay.
This is how I play. They say a number between 1 and 20 while I think a number, and the distance from the actual number defines their success. And this is how we play Dungeons and Dragons on car trips.
I'm always thinking 43.
Well, we're thinking 1 through 20. You're rude.
That's yeah. Well, I'm a tough team. I'm tough but fair.
That's
No, wait. I'm gonna. I
three.
think that
3.
I'm gonna roll for introductions.
Okay.
Here.
I rolled a 20.
I rolled a 5. Oh god, this introduction's gonna suck. Okay.
Liz,
Yeah.
I think
Welcome to.
You have
Wel-
no reason not to be proud of
welcome to
yourself,
the
but
Play
every
Better-
time somebody rolls a
Welcome
number
to
now,
the
I'm
Play
going to be
Better
thinking of a number that
podcast.
relates to sharks.
Tabletop plate.
Hang on.
Hey, hang on.
Ryan's camera is very slowly tilting.
Oh, do we have the ever tilting camera?
Dutch angle.
Oh wait.
That was my nickname in college.
Dutch angle.
I love you, Liz.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry.
The 20s. There we go.
I'm sorry.
You have to fully extend the pole.
I usually do.
Ah! I couldn't help it. The joke
I-
came to mind. And
Came to mind.
All right, I'm gonna try and do this.
I had a rod of lordly might once
Roll.
in
roll,
a game.
roll.
Okay,
Oh, in a game. I thought you meant.
I
Like,
mean, like, yeah. I mean, we were just telling the story about the Hitachi. It's the same thing.
yeah.
there.
The people
bang on
who
the
just came
table.
into the live stream are very confused at this moment. Don't worry, you didn't miss much.
I felt like I had a
Please
rod of
don't bang on the
lordly
table.
might once, but
It'll
my,
make
my
the
DM
leave right sideways.
disabused me of that notion shortly after the game,
What-
as it were.
One of the things that is very fun for me, hashtag sarcasm, about editing the cast a lot of the time is when we make jokes to all the stuff that we referenced before we actually went live. I'm like, the people at home don't know these jokes.
Example
Then
of
they
one
can
of those.
tune in live.
That's true.
One of the examples of that is
Or
the
watch it on
Millhouse
Or you can cut
69
them. It
joke.
works too.
The Midna House explanation is before the actual stream started.
Nice.
Oops.
All right, this is an 11. This is going to be a thoroughly average introduction.
Excellent.
Welcome to the Play Better Pod.
Sorry. God damn it.
No, it wouldn't have been an average introduction if I wasn't interrupted at some point.
What?
Yeah. Take your pills.
What should we call this episode?
Season 1, episode 8.
I got it.
We have.
Shush. Welcome to the Play Better Podcast. Tabletop Played Better. Episode 247. Once again, it's time for another Let's Play Better. This time out, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, The Ratbaggers. Season 1, Episode 8, Hitachi Magic Wand. I'm Cameron McNary, and I play a halfling, whatever.
I gotta see how my intro is gonna be.
Yeah. Roll it.
I got an 8. I'm Molly McClanahan.
And you play who?
I'm doing this.
Wow.
Doing what?
Just,
It's Yale.
with the camera.
It's
Yeah.
Yale.
Remember, there are the primary group of people that consume our media
Listen.
are yeah.
I am playing the exact same character I played for the previous 7 episodes.
It's like the
So if
standard
the-
Tannis introduction.
If this is your first time tuning in, fuck you.
You'll figure it out pretty quick.
All of our stuff is still archived on Twitch and also uploaded to YouTube. If you go to Play Better Cast in YouTube, all of our episodes are there.
Incredible.
Or if you just search for us as the Ratbaggers in YouTube, you'll find us. We're like the first search result.
Wow.
That's
So,
I didn't know that.
you know
and I'm
what's
really
kind of
happy about
fun?
that
Yeah.
now.
Since we didn't play last week, I did notice. I think I was like desperately trying to be Gale in my other, in everyday life, because I realized the other day I have a bruise right here.
Right
that-
where?
Right here. It's on my hand.
Right, okay, on your
On
hand.
the
So
top
like,
of my hand, and it's like a circle when it's darker on the outside, and it looks like a sucker from an octopus or a squid on my hand.
That's amazing.
I have no idea where it came from.
that looks like, based on certain epidemiological papers I've read, you're going to become a vampire.
Excellent.
Nice.
I wrote that paper.
I know.
Interview with the Vampire is on Netflix, in case anybody is wondering.
I was.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I did not interview any vampires for my paper.
Yeah, okay, I inflicted this on Liz already,
Okay.
but if you have not watched it yet, How to Talk to Girls at Parties is on Amazon Prime. It is a John Cameron Mitchell film based on the Neil Gaiman short story. Mind-blowing. Go watch it. I mean, not right now. Watch us now.
Also,
Watch it later.
and I was gonna say for now, I think that the next intro is the lady with the beautiful rainbow gate eyes.
Liz, who are
That's
you
me.
and why are you here?
I rolled a 10. God, we suck. I rolled a 10 for my introduction. Hello,
Was
I
it-
am Liz Brink. Yes.
I'll say introduction to DC 10.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Success.
Yeah.
Meter
Li-
beat.
Liz needs to she needs some slight gain increase.
What modifiers do I add to this?
Wait.
Charisma?
You just tell me introductions in general are DC-10?
Liz, I feel like your charisma score is
no,
at least
Liz's
a +3.
introduction is
Okay.
DC 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I
about
mean,
to say,
let's be real.
my introduction is, that's at least a DC-15. I mean, I have advantage because I practice it a lot, but
Oh my god, I'm gonna get us back on track. Can I roll to get us back on track? Okay, 14 plus 19.
yeah,
Go.
it's sorry, that's a DC 43.
I play Missy Stoneacre. She's a dwarf, and she is like really trying to figure her shit out.
I play Jovi and Dari, the ranger and rougher duo. I came up with a line this week, Cameron.
Nice. Killing it.
Yeah, it's a shame we weren't doing that this week.
And I'm Ryan Seguin. I'm mastering this
Do you wanna make
dungeon.
this problem?
And I've actually
Mastering might be a little strong. That can be an aspiration. Managing. You're a dungeon manager.
Dungeon
DM stands for.
dungeon coordinator.
Right, you're a dungeon assistant. You're a dungeon key holder.
I'm an assistant to the dungeon manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are
no,
going to give
no.
you full time because they don't want to give you benefits. So
Yeah.
you're like a solid 32 hours a week.
So at Best Buy,
I just told that story about my WotC coworkers like 2 days ago that we all worked 32 and a half hours.
Here in ye old Maryland, if you work 32 hours, that's considered full time. So Best Buy always kept all of its part-time employees under 30.
Nice.
They're like, you've hit 30, get out.
GTFO.
Yeah.
You've aged out.
Go.
We can't afford you anymore. You're overqualified.
You don't belong here.
So, assistant to the dungeon manager. Where do we pick up our adventure this week?
I don't remember.
Bullywugs.
We were killing some fucking bullywugs.
Oh yeah, we were killing bullywugs.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Henry.
You all had pulled into the docks at Rel Mord, the capital of Nyrend, while it was being besieged by river frog people.
The docks are slick with blood and row.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Rel Mord, although it
Didn't
is
bring
the,
any crackers.
I have 19 rations or whatever. I bet there's some fucking crackers in there.
The bully poles thrash weakly in their sacks.
I hate the word sex.
like Molly lost
Molly
it.
is losing it.
Sex is a
You can't lose it this early.
Okay, like if you walk by like Saks Fifth Avenue, you're like, I can't go there.
I cannot.
Why would you want to go there?
I don't want to go anywhere with sex.
I mean, but in Dungeons and Dragons, if I was to offer you an item that would help you carry your equipment better, a Heward's Handy haversack.
No.
Nope.
Can you listen to Born to Run? Because that has some sweet sacks in it.
Ooh, that's different.
Okay. All right.
That's with an X. That makes it fun.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is good. This is great. So there we were.
So there you were.
Picture it. Sicily.
Not.
So, even beyond the docks, the Bullywugs did not make it into the city of Relmord proper. But the city looks rough. If I had to put a pin on it, I would say it's like West Berlin during the Cold War.
This is not a town that we're surprised that there was a bullywug attack when we were pulling in.
That's still even weird.
What the fuck did they want?
The guards, as you pull up and dock, are equally confused.
Is there like a fly exhibition at the local museum?
Yeah.
A number of people are looking for someone to blame. So, as is typical in these sorts of situations, you have tons of people that were like, why didn't you prevent this, yelling at the guards? And there are a bunch of, I only do this job so that I can sit around all day sort of people. Like, why are you asking me why all of a sudden we just had a terrorist attack by a bunch of frogmen from the river? And there's just a lot of that general confusion going on, people trying to repair stuff and get stuff in order, but they do manage to get you docked. The dock crews seemed rather adamant about getting people out of the water, especially since they saw you all get attacked. Mm-hmm. And there seems to be a bit of rush for you guys specifically, because it was no secret to everyone that you all got attacked and walked away relatively fine. It's pretty easy to spot those that are combat capable when
Bullywugs attack.
Yeah. And so they're like, they no one said it, but they sort of give off this air of like happy to have you on the docks. And everyone's like, yeah, if you want to hang out for a while, that would be great. Because your presence is making everyone feel a little bit better. Until anything that would happen that would give them the measure that you would be distrustful. But until that point, they're like, "Hi, who are you?" Like everyone wants to get your names right now. They're like, "Hi, who are you?" You know.
Immediately note that as soon as they started pulling up, Jovi actually took her scarf and like pulled it as tightly as she could around her face. Her face. Is now
Real Quist is
covered.
going full Jackie Onassis. He's got the huge sunglasses, the kind of a demure wrap.
Yeah, like everybody's like, "Yeah, are you okay? Is there anything we can help you guys? You look relatively unscathed. That's wow."
I
We're
know.
level 2. We're level 2.
Thanks for noticing.
For like power scale reference for the setting, you guys are now on par with most of the badass heroes that were elected as heroes.
Thank you.
Like you're the same level as like the king and whatnot, and so like there's
Are we gonna get to go to whatnot?
whatnot.
That's Wantham that you're
Wantham?
thinking of. Wantham.
Sorry.
It's different.
Yeah, so even amongst like folk heroes in this setting, you guys are actually at about the level that would compare.
Wow. They have a very low standard for heroes in Greyhawk.
They get murdered very quickly.
Oh, fair.
Churning them through.
I mean, like I haven't even gotten the class features that will define me as a character yet.
Yeah, and most of the like for some funny reason, all of the leaders that are like, yeah, we're the most badass thing you'll ever run into. I'm a 3rd level fighter. That's to contrast it heavily from other Forgotten Realms type settings that have
To be fair, if a 3rd level fighter came to the modern world and got into a bar fight, they would be Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
For real.
yeah, and that's pretty accurate. But yeah, so you guys get as much attention essentially as you want. You can to pull back the curtain on that a little bit. I'm doing that to give you guys the chance to like use that social currency if you want, or you can push it away and strike out on your own.
Real Quist is defined by being on the run, man.
Oh, Gail's using it. She's so excited that people like her.
Hey, you can get basically as many people as you want to talk to you, and I put that there as a chance, like if you want to basically use these folks to get initial information for where you might have to go, or have them help you out, or you can strike out on your own so that you're not known in the town. I mean, people don't, if you haven't given out your name, people won't have it, and your boat's unnamed, so they can't like look you up.
Rode through the river on a boat with no name.
What's the name of the boat? Boat. No, I'm sorry. What's the name of the boat? Boat.
That is the boat with no name.
But then that would become its name. Like all you have to do is put quotes around that or underline it, and that's enough of a title. I used to know somebody who had a cat named Cat because they were unimaginative.
God damn it.
You've got a wife named Kat. I don't know why you're judging.
Cat /for production put up her middle finger at
Wow.
Cameron.
I don't. What do you think she? Does that mean there's somebody in chat who wants to talk?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Okay.
I had a
I got
cat.
a sign for that.
Interestingly, playing off of earlier themes, I had a cat named Shark.
That's awesome. So, as a recap, since we haven't met physically in 2 weeks, the reason you all were sent here was to look for the dilapidated home of the Reese family of gnomes, and to search under the house for the last known whereabouts of a particularly deceased Reese.
Okay.
A particular deceased Reese or a particularly deceased one?
Both.
Okay.
Shall we make this deceased Reese cease? or repeat?
Do you have a niece that could help us increase your lease on these punsies?
Are we gonna
Oh, that you were doing so well.
I know, I ended it on purpose.
And then you
That-
fucked it up.
fleece these?
That's a pun string execution.
Like
right
there's
there.
some kind of disease.
Combo breaker.
Killer instinct.
You know how you can tell it's Ryan running this and not me. Fucking gnomes. I would
They're-
not allow that shit.
They're people, and I think that they should be represented. I think gnome
Representation matters.
It does.
I wasn't going to go there, but you did, Liz Brink.
It's your
Well, yeah,
intersectional feminist
that's-
friend Liz.
that is why it's
here to tell
important.
you
That
that
is-
representation matters.
That is
It
why it's
does.
important not to represent gnomes.
No, I highly disagree with that. Hey, so I'm gonna bring us back to the game now.
Hi, I'm a halfling with a badger. Okay, go on.
So-
Go on.
Jovi is gonna whisper to Gail and Mizzy and say, "So normally I'm fine doing the talking, but if you guys wouldn't mind feeling this one, I'm gonna just find somewhere to hang out, and then we can regroup. Is that okay?"
I'll feel this one.
Great.
Go off, Gail.
Not feeling like being around people today. And
Understood. I respect that.
thank you.
I see you.
And she's gonna try and find a bar or something to grab a drink and wait for them.
Sure. And I mean, there's sleazy dock bars, or you can get directions to a nicer establishment
Nope,
somewhere.
sleazy dock bar works. Do not want to go to the nicer ones.
Okay, sleazy
Yep.
dock bar. And Gail, most of your admirers have gone on to put out the boat fire that has just been dragged into port. However,
I'm gonna help them put out the boat fire.
I mean, they've got it.
No, they don't. They're doing it wrong.
So you go over and you start shouting at dock workers, all of which are at least a foot shorter than you are. So they actually start listening to you, and the boss is just like, I have no idea how to handle this.
That's pretty much how Gail gets through life.
And pretty soon the entire district is on fire.
Rilquist and Mizzy, do either of you have anything in particular you would like to do with this current? Do you want to follow your ranger friend, or do you want to watch Gail boss around a bunch of people? That
I will
aren't
be
her
wherever I
employees?
dramatically need to be when I need to be there. The camera pans away from me for the moment.
All right.
It's a player-facing game.
Hey, you can. I just imagine a halfling like on film just walking up to the camera and literally pushing it so that it faces another character.
Not now.
Not now.
So Mizzy, it zooms over to you.
I don't know. She gives a Jim Halpert shrug. It's like,
After about an hour, Jovi is
I
unable
have to lug my trunk off the boat. This is what I do for the full hour. All of my rations, all 27 of my torches.
That's why the When Bullywugs Attack video on YouTube is 3.5 hours long.
I like how the number of torches has gone up.
Just keeps
And
going.
I guess in that case, I'll listen for any word on either where the estate might be, if people are talking about this particular family. I don't know how hot a topic it is, and if not, just if people are talking about other cities in the kingdom.
Sure, a lot of the talk that people are jabbering about is worry about more attacks and a lot about the shitty state of the economy. Nobody can seem to find work fucking anywhere. And they, like, one of the biggest problems that every major town in the Kingdom of Nyrend has is that, like, Nyrend doesn't have money to pay loggers to chop down trees to repair buildings that were damaged in the war. So, like, they're in a real shitty state right now where they're like, yeah,
You'd think there would be a construction boom.
people.
I mean, if we're going to do Recession, the role-playing game.
Yeah, well, people are willing to build, but only for money, and the kingdom doesn't have the money to.
I want to roll for
to front
stimulus.
that.
Yeah, that's a $2 billion package,
So a lot of
which was also my nickname back in college.
I was waiting for this.
and a lot of people are now talking about the recent Bullywug attack, and they're like, I wonder who it was, and they start listing off the other countries that Nyrend and debating politically why those other countries might attack, and somebody's like, yeah, I bet it was the Scarlet Brotherhood, and everybody and everyone's like, yeah, but like
That's what I call my period.
Not interestingly, the Scarlet Sisterhood.
No, it's
No.
definitely the Scarlet
That is
Brotherhood.
definitely caused by a
that
man.
you defend against with either a sword or a shield.
Yes.
Moving on.
Or we just lay back and let ourselves die.
Let's
What if you like specialized in axe?
take to the sea.
oh god. So anyway,
How do we go this direction? So
I'm
was
pretty sure
Molly.
we started the evening faced somewhere in this
God.
direction.
you hear a lot of people talking about this government that is this entire nation of people that is so secretive that nobody even knows where their capital is, and yet they apparently have like 3 separate major cities in some part of the world, and they're just regularly running terrorist attacks on stable countries to attempt to destabilize them.
Now, with my background, would I have any additional knowledge or insight into what the Scarlet Brotherhood is?
You can make an history check for sure.
Okay, great. 17.
You know that they were behind a lot of the state-sponsored terrorist attacks in the war. Like they did a lot of guerrilla warfare on places, especially Niren. Niren got hit fucking hard by them during the war, and essentially, like they would just constantly go after anything that made them strong enough to oppose any of the other countries. So it could be accurate that they're still like. They could have the resources to make bullywugs rise up, because it would have to be a malicious actor. Like, it could not be that the bullywugs just decided one day. Would not be that organized. But
That's racist.
it's weird. It would be weird for them to do it during peacetime, because they
Okay.
don't have anything to gain from it. But
Except cause fear in the people, which now has clearly been wrought.
yeah,
You know what? I was thinking Europe after World War II, but there's no Marshall Plan for Niron. So, yeah. Okay. I'm on board.
yeah,
My disbelief is suspended once again.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm glad to help.
Verisimilitude, everybody.
So yeah. So
Incredible.
I'm not the one that brought up socioeconomic factors into this D&D game.
I would never.
no, that is literally the entire basis behind Greyhawk.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, so you hear a lot of people talking about, like, I wonder what country just tried to make bullywugs attack us. And a lot of people seem to be thinking it's
It
the
also
Scarlet.
seems just like a bogusly tiny. It seems ineffective.
Yeah, that if I was gonna hire a bunch of people to attack a place, not
like
that I have ever done that in my
I would never.
my long and storied career.
I'm level 2.
Was there something going on at the time that this was a distraction from?
Bum, bum, bum.
Good question.
Maybe
Yeah, like
it's-
while we're doing our thing over that hour, have we noticed like
Roquist magically pops up in the booth because it would be convenient for him to say that to Jovi right at that moment.
That's why we do this. That's
there
why
we go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Roquist is with Jovi and says it right at that moment, and they both look to each other and go,
you get him a booster seat?
I will fucking end you.
I think I offered, but he didn't want to accept it.
He has no need.
It's a classic Kissinger bullywug misdirection,
Okay, so in the hour.
just like he used in Cambodia.
Mizzy and Gail, you're hearing similar talk from a lot of the people working at the docks. But everybody's like, come on. What could possibly link them together? Both of you actually, well, having fought the bullywugs, noticed they were all wearing the same like religious amulet, and that's weird.
Is it one that
I
I've
ta-
seen
I ta-
before?
I'd take a look.
It is.
Oh, the DM is getting his
Wait,
book.
I stole the necklace off of fucking Henry.
yeah, yeah,
Was it
yeah,
the religious amulet?
yeah, yeah.
Is it the same one that marks Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow as being part of the same ninja clan?
Yeah,
I
it's
rolled an
actually.
extremely bad religion check.
You know that it's a bullywug god.
It's a bullywug god. Act. Religion.
Failed that.
I forget. Cat was so kind. I think it began with an R, which means it probably doesn't.
Ribbit.
Yes, the god Ribbit.
Yes.
No, but it's
we
a
talk about this last
perfectly
time?
normal god name. It's not like Blibdul Poop.
Yeah,
It's-
we did talk about this last
But
Yeah,
it's,
time.
it's like
yeah.
it's like Rubion or something like that.
Ramenos. R-A-M-A-N-O-S.
Ramenos. Yeah, it's a drag name. It's not so much a
Yeah.
It's a
bullywug
stage
god
name. Yeah.
um,
So, are there any bullywug corpses still around, or
they're floating all. I mean, a lot of the ones that were killed and pushed back into the river dumped down into the river. But You know, if you want to get your hands on a bullywug corpse,
do. Of course I do.
You can absolutely get your hands on a bullywug corpse. They have not gotten out the corpse broom and shoveled them off into the river yet. That's not really a thing that they have. No one's gotten a regular broom and pushed them off into the river yet. Yes, you can get your hands on a
All right.
bullywug corpse.
I'm gonna, now that the fire is out, with my skilled management, I'm going to.
A number of people actually note that you do know what you're talking about, so they were like, she's actually really smart. We should
Actually,
She starts showing off her
Okay.
spreadsheets.
like normally we just get yelled at by the public all of the time, but this random person from the public knows what she's talking about.
she's actually very smart.
Yes.
What you looking for?
I'm just looking to see if there's any. So I find the amulet.
Yep.
And I do notice on all the corpses, they're, I see the same one. Do they have anything else of interest on them, or anything just kind of funny that I could take as a thing to laugh about later?
I mean, no. They're all
I love you, Gail.
they're all riddled with bolts. But the only identifying thing is the amulets of Ramenos that they all seem to have on them.
Are they wearing clothes?
Yeah, I mean they're wearing some of them are wearing like vests.
Little bullywug tabards.
Yeah,
I'm taking a vest.
I
I'm putting on a
They're
vest.
bully-
nice
Bullywug.
Empire waistline dresses. Very simple stuff.
Yes.
you have. Okay.
Yep. I'm putting on a bullywug vest.
It's extremely small.
It is.
Yeah.
It's Bullywug Blue.
You're like
Yep.
a boo.
And you pull out your sunglasses and going, looks like this frog won't hop.
I
like
guess
your-
these
I like your
bullywugs just croaked.
That's better than what I had. I'll freely admit that.
Have we talked about my Law and Order game?
No.
Okay, we need to talk about that
Okay.
at some point soon.
Noted.
Yes,
Oh.
please file that away because it's really good.
One really quick note because it's
Yeah.
a production thing I forgot to check. Hey, Kat,
Yo,
are we set to the correct mic?
checking. Somehow we are.
Okay, good.
Yay.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay,
Oh,
it just my brain just went. Wait, we did all that pre-check and we didn't check that. If we can fix it halfway through, we can fix it now. But hey, if it's set to, all right,
It's audio codec.
sweet. Anyway,
We are professionals and we know what we're doing.
sorry, that's ADD and paranoia just crashed together right there for me for a second.
You did great.
Thanks.
You're really doing a good job of managing this dungeon.
Well, no, I'm only the
Assistant
assistant.
to
This is a dungeon.
Assistant.
Well, given the staff you've got, yeah, you're doing fine.
I wasn't aware that there was a dungeon master staff.
What? I wasn't talking about you, Kat.
So, like, how many charges does this
Flipping me
staff
off.
have?
Huh?
Are we saying that the staff only has one charge?
No.
I mean,
No.
like, oh, so it's got like an infinite number of
Are you
charges.
going to make me go back to the Rod of Lordly Might jokes? Because I can do that.
No, I'm just wondering what kind of.
Extend.
I just want to know what kind of dungeon master staff I have.
Kat, what kind of staff does Ryan have? Rod of Wonder, Rod of Lordly Might, Staff of the Serpent.
Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons.
It's a great game.
Rod of Seven Parts.
Thank you, Cameron.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to serve.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Wow. You know, we've
Tonight is great.
we've gone to a lot of places on this show.
Have we ever
we've learned
so
a lot.
directly addressed the topic of your junk?
Never before has this topic of conversation come up. And I never expected it to either. But you know,
Or to
that's,
have Cameron be the perpetrator.
I know. Well, no. See, that's not that surprising.
Because
it's not,
he
when
involved
you
this
when you
one.
set any ball for
No.
me quite that beautifully, I am going to spike it.
I'm aware. Anyway, so Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game
Speaking of your
developed by
balls.
Wizards of the Coast. Fuck. Where were we? So,
Okay, so Gail just got a fucking sweet vest.
yeah, the sweetest. You're basically wearing a Shrek vest.
I love it.
Is it Bully Suede?
Yeah,
Are
it's.
bullywugs slimy? Are they
mean,
like
they're-
frogs or are they like toads?
I'm gonna say frogs.
Okay. They bumpy.
Yeah.
So they do in fact excrete mucus throughout their entire skins.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So-
But hey, they
Gail
have to stay moist so they can breathe.
Gail uses her mighty arm and shakes it once, and then it's completely fine. And now it's just an amazing piece of cosplay to add for later
Yep.
this year.
Yeah. So
You're cute. I like it. You look
In
good.
fact, the bullywug mucus helps keep the leather supple.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put on the amulet. I'm gonna put it on like a little fancy brooch.
You would know that would potentially garner a lot of negative reactions for you to wear the symbol of an evil god out in the open.
Never mind the one where you just slaughtered an entire tribe of them.
Yeah, like
It's problematic on several levels.
it's one thing to take a swastika off of a corpse. It's another thing to then wear it.
Oh, it's that kind of symbol.
It's that
Fuck.
bad.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it
I'm
was
gonna
to that
pick a
extreme.
flower and
Okay.
put a flower over it, but I'm still gonna wear it and chuckle. But it's hidden by this flower that I
Why?
picked.
Why do you think Pepe is an alt right symbol?
Oh God, yeah. It didn't start that way though. Okay, moving on.
I'm not saying all bullywugs are bad. Just
But
most
they
of them.
deserve to be punched.
I'm sure there were some very fine bullywugs
Sorry, everybody.
on
No,
those boats.
Sorry that you invited me to be on your podcast.
I hadn't put those two together when I had made it a bullywug attack, but now, anyway.
But now here we are.
So
Punch a Nazi, everybody.
If you can find one, there's only 25 of them that showed up
Approximately.
downtown.
Just
Over
just
the
a few of them
weekend.
hanging out.
So
Too scared.
Mizzy and Gail, you all find Rilquist and Jovi in the Rusty Anchor, throwing back a couple of lukewarm ones
Nice.
because
Sounds refreshing.
yeah, well, it is.
I'm having like a little cordial.
Yeah.
You're so fucking poncy.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
the way
Dude,
that-
I'm like 70 years old.
I-
That's like 199 in Greyhawk years.
That's fair. Yeah, they've got grade C quality swill.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a number of people talking about random shit, yeah, you can ask them what's going on, or you can seek other means about town to figure out where it is that you need to be.
Did you find out where the manor is?
No, but I got a vest.
Nice.
I mean, it looks very flattering on you. That blue brings out your eyes beautifully. But I feel like we should still.
I mean, how many dilapidated gnome houses could there possibly be?
How many dilapidated gnome houses could there possibly be? Did we notice any coming into town?
Dozens. I mean, not that you. There could be dozens of us. Dozens.
I feel like there's quite a few. Just to
What
start.
what are the distinguishing characteristics of gnome architecture, really?
I mean, are the doors
Whimsy.
smaller? Like, will we notice that
Primarily.
it is a dwarf or a gnome residence as opposed to a human residence?
Scallops, I think. Lots of scallops.
Instead of having gnomes in the front yard,
They have little people?
They have little people.
No, it's
They have
a
little
roof,
halflings.
but it's just covered in gumdrops and frosting.
I'm trying to think, like, what would be the relevant skill for knowledge of architecture in Dungeons and Dragons?
History or straight intelligence check?
I feel like a straight intelligence check,
Sure.
unless you're looking for a specific era, in which case it would be history.
I also use history as, like, current politics as well.
I got a 13 on that intelligence check.
I got a natural 20 on the intelligence check.
Gail.
Gale is extremely familiar with gnomish architecture.
Ah, my friend Gail, the architect.
You
I've been around. I've seen a lot.
That summer she spent roofing gnomish houses back in college.
you're aware that they're extremely narrow and dark.
Am I gonna fit in this gnome basement?
You might have to go side. You might have to like stand sideways.
Okay.
But that's why you're so familiar. They're very tall. They look like Tim Burton designed houses.
Ooh, I like it.
Or like the Invader Zim house that
yes,
was just
yeah.
in between two of the.
Did we
other
lose
houses.
Narissa's mic?
No, wait. Did we?
It sounds like we did.
Oh, pause
hear
for
it.
Fort production. testing 1, 2. Okay, this is me talking. The assassin has overcome my final defense and now is going to
There we
murder me.
go.
And okay,
All
cool.
right. Yeah, that was
Where
weird.
do we need to pick up from?
I don't remember what I was saying. I got
We were
interrupted
talking
in
about
my
Baroque
memory.
houses.
Oh yeah, I was saying
Yeah,
or if you've
Invader
seen
Zim.
Invader
Give
Zim,
give us a clean pickup on that.
or if you've seen Invader Zim, how his house stands in the middle of 2 other houses, and then he has the adorable and very creepy robotic lawn gnomes in the front yard.
It's that, but like varying colors rather than simply just pink.
And green. There was
Like-
green in there.
Gray and
purple.
black.
And purple.
They're not quite, the race of goth kids.
Well, I'm just thinking that if the town is this burned out husk.
I saw goths drawing.
I've never seen them do that.
No, so there I was. I was at the Huntington Library in Los Angeles, and we rounded the corner to the koi pond, and there were goths sitting, and one of them was modeling while all of the other goths drew her, and it was beautiful in sunset, and it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. I'm
and
sorry.
it's really and they all just stare at you as you come in and like
I was just like,
and nobody says
I
anything.
know. And they all just kept sketching and like.
I came across a 4 young hipsters playing A Quiet Place in
Woo.
the Botanical Gardens
Woo.
in
God, I fucking love that game.
Madison. Actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like of all the games you expect to run across, Quiet Place is usually not the top of the list. I mean, I love Quiet Place, but like it was just kind of one of those like that is a deep cut,
Yeah.
hipsters. Yeah, all right.
Sure. Nerds.
Anyway, sorry, I got excited because I remembered my goth.
So Gail
At
knows
the
a lot
koi
about
pond.
gnomish architecture.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And yeah, so
I once got stuck in a gnomish house, so I had a lot of time to observe while they greased me up and wedged me out with crowbars.
Like an Alice in Wonderland.
and you'd also know that in any major city there would probably be a gnome quarter or gnome town. That they would
Forget it, Johnny. It's Gnome Town.
that they would have been relegated to for not being human.
Did a gnome kill your brother? No. Just me.
Gnome.
My
Nope.
sister, my daughter,
No.
my sister, my daughter, my gumdrop, my sister, my daughter. Anyway,
This is a bad selfie. Hey, everybody.
It would
Liz, you don't take bad selfies.
It's a hashtag fine.
Okay.
you could you could easily like go to the like the local offices there. That they keep records for all the people that come in and out of Gnome Town, and
To the library, everyone.
it's more like to the Public Works office or whatever.
To
you
the
want.
bursar's office.
To the Hall of Records.
The most riveting game of Dungeons and
All
Dragons.
right, let's
Here
go.
we go.
So-
Spreadsheets.
Why would anyone ever play Forgotten Realms?
Star wipe.
You are
And now we're there.
yeah you.
As we pull back to a bullywug eyeball sloshing up against the dock as Mad World plays.
And then
This is
you
a great
see
game.
a fade out and then a zoom in to Gail nervously holding a library card saying, "Do you think we'll get in?"
So
I have been to, where are we?
Realmord.
I have been to Realmord many times. It being the capital, I dock here fairly frequently, so I definitely have a Realmord library card for the Realmord branch.
Well, sure. So you go, to the local public office, and you're looking for basically records for you're looking for the address for the Reese family. The gnome behind the counter hands you that, like, oh yeah, we have them. Looks like last person that lived there died about 10 years ago.
Oh,
Is that what a gnome sounds like?
I mean, they have.
I will make other people do character voices.
Damn,
God damn it.
Okay, I mean, I
That's
wasn't
cold.
I
That is
wasn't. I
cold.
wasn't going to go all in for like random desk clerk.
That is the
NPC.
role playing
but-
version of Are you really gonna do it that way? Are you gonna do it that like that?
All I'm saying is if people
It's not
did
often
character voices.
that a woman gets to cred check a man.
That's true.
In this industry.
That's true.
all I'm saying is if we
Just-
all did character voices, it would make for a more vivid world.
You're absolutely
Way up like this.
you're absolutely correct. If
Also, I want to hear you do a funny voice.
well, I was going to get there for when you dealt with more prominent gnomes, but
But now you have to establish that gnomish accent.
Well,
and if you deviate from it at all,
yeah,
You will be
right.
called out
Let-
ruthlessly.
One of the things
Is this a different gnomish dialect? It sounds different than the last. Where are you from?
One of the things that I have to point out that is not a Dungeons and Dragons thing, but knowing your players. If I gave Molly a funny gnome to talk to, she would not advance the plot. She would talk to the funny voiced gnome clerk, and I wanted to get you guys to the house.
In that case,
I might.
In that case,
You don't know me.
I apologize for questioning you. Live your best life.
No, that's
But also, character voices are fun.
no, you're absolutely right, and I'm glad that you mentioned it.
Can you
I just-
sing a version of "You Don't Know Me" but in the gnome voice?
I hadn't quite established what my gnome voice was going to be yet, but now that I know that I have to have one, that may come up never, but later.
Castilian Spanish.
Mixed with Welsh.
Yes, it's always Welsh.
I'm really bad
It's
at
Welsh,
accents.
but with lisps.
Also, I've always
Oh,
like
hi.
I am too.
Why would you all do
I-
that?
Extremely bad at act to the point that I have been YouTubing Scottish accent tutorials to attempt to create some sort of dwarven something for Mizzy. But
You need some help with that. I'm happy to help with that.
I have.
I'd like
Okay,
to do that
If we
professionally.
want to take a moment to
Okay.
talk about character voices now, I don't see why on the podcast this would be a bad time to do it. I don't know if you necessarily need an accent if you just want to make it
I know.
gruffer or higher or something.
But accents are nice. If you can lock into one, it's a nice hook to have to just drop right into the character.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying if people aren't comfortable with it, yeah.
I would love to mention because you mentioned dwarven voices. I was recently playing a video game based role playing game where
Wow.
all of the dwarves were Eastern Bloc European, not Scottish.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
What game is this so I can play it?
It is Radiata Stories for the PlayStation 2.
I don't even know what that is.
It is a
I
It's
know
not a-
what
This is the most Ryan Seguin thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's not a real game.
It is a Square Enix RPG.
Oh, wow.
For the PlayStation 2.
This is some niche shit.
Yeah, it's.
I appreciate you, Ryan.
Thank you, Liz. But it was one of those things to where I was playing this game and I was like, why doesn't ever? Oh my God! The world has been unlocked for me because they were all basically Ukrainian.
Galaxy brain.
Yeah, I was like, these are all Ukrainian dwarves. I was like, this is amazing. I need Polish dwarves, Ukrainian dwarves, Russian dwarves. I need it all.
South African dwarves.
Get
Do they have which South African accent do they have?
Johannesburg. It's the only
Okay.
one that you can get reliable footage of.
That's a bitch of a dialect.
Oh,
by
I
the way.
know.
Hello, welcome to Johannesburg. Like that. All I think of is that fucking movie. Oh, with the aliens in it, District 9. Just watch
Ooh.
that over and over again for
I know.
good.
The only decent accent I do is a Kiwi accent, and so I feel like that is not applicable to my dwarves.
But
No,
why would you
you-
want to do that?
No, but you could totally go with Kiwi. You'd be like,
died of dysentery.
And they all died of dysentery.
I'm just gonna watch what we do in the shadows over and over and over again.
so they send you
Now
on.
I'm gonna think about South African accents
Uh,
and the ones that I like.
they give you the address
Real good.
to the former Reese family estate.
That was nice
easy.
of him.
That
I
was
know.
super easy.
I know. It's almost like our DM wants us to get to this fucking house.
It's like all of us were just conversing right in front of him, and he got so annoyed with us. He just went, "Here's
I
the
really-
fucking
I
address."
really feel like
Get
we
out
could
of
have
my
just
house."
sat
There's
down at the
people in
first
line.
bar.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I don't want to just drag out just, hey guys, let's all sit around and role play talking about the political spectrum here in Realm Mord. I was, I was trying to push things along. And so when it gets to the in-between steps, I'm like, you go there, you get it. Unless you guys really, for some reason, want other information from the public office of gnomes.
No, cool. We go there and we get it.
I would like to ask him if the last person who lived there died 10 years ago. Who has it changed hands since then, and just no one moved in, or it just?
Nope, no one picked it up after, during or after the war.
Do you know the first name of the person who lived there? Because all we have is the last.
Sure. 1 second, and they go to look it up. Let's see, Gerald Duckfoot Reese.
That's quite a name.
That was a very good job of making it look like the character was looking it up and not that you were making it up.
I'm
just saying that because I'm terrible at that. People ask me what somebody's name is. Like, it's Fernanistan.
All I did was look at this picture, and then I ran through. Okay, they have 3 to 5 names. I'm going to go with 3 so that this is fast. Normal first name, weird sounding middle name. They already have the last name. Done.
Cool.
Flow charts.
I love seeing the Ryan Seguin decision tree anytime he explains it.
Well, I actually really like putting that out because that's something that when I was a new GM, I wish somebody would have done that for me, because I would just sit there and go, Dave,
Yeah. Well, that's why it is either to have a short list of names that you can just pop in,
yeah,
like especially for a modern game, or to pull up one of those name generator websites and get comfortable with it and just have it up.
I am showing off Xanathar's Guide to Everything because it may or may not be where Wadney's name came from.
Can I see it?
Yes, you absolutely may.
I want to touch it.
There are a ton of different names from ethnic names from across the world, and or I should say names of different ethnicities to be grammatic.
Guys, can we get a D&D ampersand tattoos?
All
Yes.
the time.
Let's
Yeah.
a group outing.
I mean,
Just a little guy, just on my wrist or something.
just
like,
just a tiny one.
I just want a little one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can get whatever you want. I just want a little one.
No, we're going full back tattoo.
Hell yeah.
Eyelid.
I want to be in the chair for 4 hours.
God.
So the first. So it's like Indiana Jones. Your left one says D, and your right one says ND, so you can wink at people.
Or the ampersand is on the bridge of your nose and it's just D on both eyes.
Nice. Oh, tattoos. Right here.
But anyway, yeah, so they give you the address for the house. And upon arrival, this whole street has been unclaimed for a long time. A lot of folks seemed to have moved out. There's still people occasionally walking up and down the street, but there's small other pockets of gentrification elsewhere, but not here. They're just the windows have boards, and the houses, most of which still have doors.
I know this street in Baltimore.
Pretty sure I lived on the street in Baltimore.
I'm pretty sure you could walk to that street in Baltimore from our house.
What amazes me about your house is more like is the dilapidated skipjack.
Right.
Looks like it has been with the pier that look like they've been there for literally. I mean, we've talked about this before on the cast. Look like they've been there for like 50 years.
Yep. But you go into my neighborhood and it's nice, but we have like this wall of just rampant nothingness. This just like there's a strip of road surrounding my house that's like humanity gave up, but just right here.
And you do have the bail bondsman.
Yep.
The
next to the
the
BYOB.
closed tattoo parlor, and the strip club that looks like somebody just took a cheap Irish bar and painted the windows black.
I think that's actually what happened.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
So that's the kind of street we find ourselves on.
And the lumberyard. Sorry,
Yeah,
forgot about the lumberyard.
Yeah. Abandoned Baltimore row homes if Tim Burton designed the dilapidation.
With scallops.
Oh, God. Okay, so
So you say that and I imagine like the actual seaborn creature scallop.
It's both.
Okay.
as we walk up to the house, I whisper to Mizzy, I wonder how he got the middle name Duckfoot.
It's family name.
You think?
It's actually
Knowing what I
No, we
know,
don't know yet. Out of
You might
character.
find
We
this
don't know.
interesting.
knowing what I know of gnomes, it's a sexual reference.
Oh.
Speaking of Hitachis,
wow, that's canon. No one is ever going to be able to give their gnome a funny name now.
No,
ever again.
just the name Duckfoot.
It's
Oh,
I mean, it's a reference to a point of conception.
As in, he is a real Duckfoot. Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
She's got herself a real Duckfoot there.
So
That is not the direction I was going.
are you saying that all gnomes essentially adopt their college nickname as a legal middle name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once they get their college nickname, that's it. They're stuck with it forever.
What does the Reese household look like?
The front door on the Reese household hangs off of the top hinge.
I'm gonna knock to be funny.
It goes and just sort of grinds on the floor as it goes inside.
Now, wait, the top hinge?
Yeah.
It is a vertical valve?
It's not like a doggy
Oh, the
door.
top of the two hinges.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking
Yeah.
there's a hinge on top for some reason.
Oh,
It's a
no.
fucking
Not a
DeLorean.
doggy door.
It's
a doggy door for the gnomes. What?
they just have to lift it up. Like the handle's just in the dead center, and you just have to like.
Or they
hoist
push
up
it
and
and
they're
then
just-
really hope that it doesn't like swing and hit them in the butt as they go into their house. Like,
We need a word or term for the opposite of sexy box text, which is Gygaxian box text, which is
Just
confusing.
the word valve,
Valve.
over and over.
no. It's really, if you look at his stuff, he just used like his
Just-
thesaurus
Just the wrong word.
just the wrong word every single time.
Valve.
Valve.
What an unattractive word. It feels bad to say it.
It really does.
Valve.
He's like cusp,
It's back.
The
Valve.
copse of trees.
Copes. A
I thought it was a
valve.
cops.
Probably
It can
is.
be either.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I've heard of.
I've had this discussion more times than I would like to admit in my life of cups versus copes.
Look out, guys! It's the cops.
You beat me to the joke.
Great minds.
If you're a bunch of trees, then you're a cops.
You're.
I'm glad you appreciated that, Liz Brink. Oh no!
We broke Liz.
I killed her. I'm so sorry, all of Liz's friends and loved ones.
Oh no. That was really good. You okay?
Just use your mind voice to listen to me say that over one more time in your head.
It's a good joke.
The we're gonna get guy. She got a second wave.
That's fine. I'm sure if she doesn't start breathing soon, the unconsciousness will take care of it. It's kind of a self-solving problem.
Yeah. To give a Gygaxian description of this house, the front portal to this home,
Abode.
To this structure.
has a raised step. It's one of those houses where like the where you normally have to step up, but then it's flat. You're in and on the house. You have to like step over the door
It's
jamb.
kind of like it's on a
and-
dais.
Would you say that like a raised door jamb is a
No,
dais?
he would, but I wouldn't. But I'm saying
Gygax
if we
would?
can get the word dais in there, then we're cooking with gas.
There are several dais.
Dais.
Diocese.
It's dais.
Diocese?
It is actually. I said dais for the longest time. It is dais.
No, I meant what is the plural of dais?
Diocese. Diocese.
Diocese.
It is dais.
I don't know,
No,
but
no.
it has to be.
Dais?
It has to be now.
Yeah,
I want it to be so bad.
I don't know.
I don't like.
Daces.
the daises.
Steps. They're fucking steps.
Not if you're next to each other.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be hyperbolic, guys. But I think this is our best episode.
Okay. See if you can find anyone on chat that is enjoying this nearly as much as we are, like half as much.
Tell them thank you for their contributions.
Daisies. D-I-S-E-S.
Da-
D-A-I-S-E-S. Daisies.
Thank you for looking that up.
Daisies. Well, they're pushing up daisies here at the Reese home.
Do we go?
Yes. The hallway is the walls in the central hallway. Directly to your left is a set of stairs that go up. Forward seems to go through a hallway directly into a kitchen. The hallway is only like about 10 feet long and about 3.5 feet wide. And there are no other doors. In a normal human home, you would be able to go to like the living room from here. But no, in order to do any other traffic on the main floor, you have to go through the kitchen in a gnomish house.
Okay. Do all of us fit through? I mean, I know we have 2 people who would probably fit pretty easily, but
I mean, the rest of you would. It's just, you're, for those of...
Quite stout.
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, Rilquist would be the only one that has any amount of standard comfort going through here. But the rest of you can like feel your shoulders hitting either side of the hallway.
gaucheness of the architecture just seriously discomfits me. So
Okay.
I don't get any bonus out of it.
It looks like
You're
the
emotionally uncomfortable.
Yes.
it looks like the most uncomfortable thing any of you have ever seen. It is jagged edges up and down.
Jesus. Does Jovi hit her head on the chandelier or light fixture?
There isn't one.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled an 11.
I have a torch.
So apparently I dodged
You
it
do have
anyway.
torches.
I have so many torches.
I believe in this edition, gnomes have dark vision or low light vision.
I
at
also
least.
have low light vision. Yay!
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I think
Is Gail the only one who?
Yeah, I can't see shit.
I mean, if you leave the door open,
I will.
whatever light coming in. Well, you don't really
I
have
hand
much
you
of
a
a.
torch.
You don't really have much of a choice. You pushed the door and it sort of fell and then dropped into the hallway and is just sort of banging on the wall again by
Is
the
the
hinge.
house made of wood?
Yeah. It seems to be made out of a very, very
It's
thin.
made of peppermint sticks.
If we're in a house,
Made out of pimbly wood.
Mizzy, as much as the torches would make
From
it
the
easier
Boobla
to
forest.
see, it is a very small house, and we're using big torches, and it's made of wood. I feel like it's gonna go up like a tinderbox if we keep the torch lit. You know what I mean?
This, the player's handbook.
Entirely possible.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You think I managed to
Um,
defeat my careful hand signaling so as not to interrupt Nerissa's role playing going on?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Sorry.
checking.
Are there any windows that we could open the curtains of?
Yep. In the meantime,
Same
Gail,
way.
if you want to hold onto my shoulders and
in the
follow my
meantime,
lead, you can.
Can I
For the
can
front
I cast
hallway.
light?
now.
I cast light on the torch.
Ooh.
There you go. Now it is a glowing torch.
Yay!
Now it's a glowing torch.
Why do you need more than one of them again?
We don't.
We don't.
No, she had. Well,
She
what
was worried about starting a fire.
Okay.
Joey was worried about starting a fire,
Yeah.
and so
It's
I
a tiny,
used,
tiny house that most of us don't fit into.
Yeah, the dwarf
and
doesn't
the
have
biggest
torches
person was
to-
holding it.
the dwarf doesn't have torches to see. The dwarf has torches so that you can have a stick that lights on fire.
Yeah. And also because I think about my counterparts. Gail can't see.
Yeah.
I appreciate
halflings.
that.
But now she can because of light.
Halflings do not have any kind of wacky vision.
Oh.
They used to have low light. I guess you don't have it
Don't
anymore.
anymore.
Wow.
Fortunately,
I
I,
do-
have this glow stick.
I do have the thing where I get to re-roll any ones I roll, which is,
Here
you
you
know,
go.
that kind of makes up for
There
it.
it is.
I hadn't really
All of us
realized
get
that
out
before.
glow bracelets and
I
the
can
glow
re-roll.
necklaces so we
I
can
can
see
re-roll
each other.
once,
I buy
but I need a flashlight.
I buy glow bracelets in bulk
Can we
for the
say
children.
retroactively that we bought
Because we have-
glow bracelets?
because we have disco baths.
Well, I mean, you have a cleric that can cast light. You guys are fine.
Do you know how much fun
Yeah.
it is to just throw like 20 glow sticks in a bathtub?
No, but I'm gonna when I get home.
It's amazing.
We did that in a pool for our bachelorette party.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome.
I do it like this is the surest way to get surly children off of their iPads and into the bathtub is disco bath.
Well, so yes,
Parenting tips. Play
Now-
Better podcast. You're welcome.
Upstairs or through the kitchen first?
Parenting at playbetterpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Through the kitchen, through the kitchen.
So you go into the kitchen. So gnomish windows are like basement windows. They're just tiny slats at the top of the room.
A transom.
Is that what those are called?
When it's in on top of a door, yes.
Is it over the dais?
No.
So the
Camera?
door is equipped with a transom,
Okay.
to use a Gygax word.
The valve.
The valve has a transom. Google that.
No, yeah, I think you were right with is equipped with.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many times am I going to say the word valve today?
And
Just makes me think of clams.
and
Just
yeah,
have sacks
so,
and sacks of valves.
so yeah, they have the rooms are not often well lit because it hurts their eyes to be exposed to direct sunlight for that long. It's just kind of annoying to them. So their houses are purposefully not well lit. So yeah, but you go in, they're like many gnomish houses, the kitchen also kind of looks like it's decorated like a woodworking station. It's all just tools hanging in odd places. There is a center large wooden island that has implements that it doesn't look like a lot of, like, it looks like a woodworking shop, not a kitchen, but by the fact that there is a sink and an oven in here, it is very obviously a kitchen.
And like nobody's lived here in 10 years and none of this stuff has been disturbed.
Nope.
No
I'm
one's
sure
been
that-
looting in Gnome Town?
I'm sure that's a good omen.
That's very weird.
In fact, and there is another door immediately to your left that would go under the staircase, from the one that goes upstairs.
Now,
To
let's
your
go talk to the people under the staircase.
to your right would be a door to the living room. That door is firmly shut. Everything in here looks undisturbed, and all of the cooking implements still look clean.
Can I roll to see if okay, wait, are there spider webs or anything like that in here?
No. Now that you mention it, you look around for signs of organic disturbance of any kind, and you do not see any dust. You do not see any spiders, no bugs. There's no smell in the air of any food that would have gotten left behind.
It's like, is the air musty or is it?
No, it is perfectly clean.
And are the windows open to allow like a draft through, or?
No, they don't open.
Guys, does someone still live here?
Pause listen for the sound of a HEPA filter.
Can I make a perception
Just a
check?
Roomba cruises by.
A Nomba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just literally like a broom pulled by mice. Just comes through every now and then.
And occasionally you sing to them like a Disney princess to make them
Yeah.
keep going.
And the mice are on bicycles, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check
4? What are you looking for?
to see if anything, if I hear any signs of life that I'm not expecting?
Sure.
So that will be an 11 total. So yeah.
You are welcomed with the sound of silence.
Sure is clean, guys.
Oh.
I mean, but there's no dust, there's no cobwebs, nothing after 10
Does
years.
does it seem unnatural to the point that it doesn't seem like somebody, like, would it be how do I phrase this question? If somebody lived here, would it be this tidy? I mean, they're gnomes.
Yeah,
Are gnomes like that?
Yeah, gnomes are kind of like that.
Okay.
They're meticulous. They can be. If there was a clean freak gnome that lived here, it could absolutely be possible. But it's still weird because the front door's open. The house has been exposed to the elements for who knows how long. I'm not even going to make you guys roll to notice.
I was going to say, can I hit an Arcana check?
You certainly can, but one quick note: I'm not even going to make you guys roll to notice that there was like wood rot where the door was left, where the door had come off the hinge. It's been broken like that for years.
And yet the living room is completely pristine.
Yeah,
or
and
the kitchen is completely pristine.
And it's not like full of fucking possums or something.
No,
Like,
no, there are.
give me the garbage.
We are here cleaning. Like I'm just imagining a bunch of possums with rags and Windex, just making sure that.
And
this
there's
house-
steampunk cyber
Wait.
possums that have been
Wait.
rebuilt by the gnomes.
Guys, I got it. Jovi looks around and she yells, Marco!
Perfect.
You are not answered.
Damn it. I thought that was a sure thing, guys. I'm sorry.
You can
appreciate
absolutely make an Arcana check, though.
Natural 20.
Yeah!
Gay dice.
You recognize a haunting when you see one.
Oh, fuck off. It's a poltergeist.
It's a polter gnomest.
A gnomester, guys. No, no.
Like,
Does
this
Missy
is
yell
like,
that?
I
This
think
is the
I think
most-
that it doesn't necessarily come to Mizzy as like this place is haunted, but as a slow tingling up her spine.
One of the
This is the most useful, like, neatest ghost ever. Like, I would personally welcome one of these into my home.
Don't say that.
the thing that makes that most apparent is as you look back at the door threshold, all of the dirt and dust seems to hang in the air as if there is an invisible wall over the threshold, preventing any of the outside dirtiness to enter the home.
I'm gonna. I want to.
Ghost.
I want to bust through that closed living room door.
Jinkies.
Okay.
Bustin'.
Yep.
You open up a larder that is fully stocked with fresh meats, spices, sugar, wheat, the whole 9 yards. And it is all in perfect condition. And there's another door.
This is larder stocked with comestibles.
What is a comestible? I've never heard that word before.
Really? It's a thing you can eat.
Oh,
It is a food stuff.
thank you, Gygax.
It's like he raised me.
Yes.
Kind of did.
I mean,
Kinda.
all right. So, the edible library in front of you is replete with comestibles, and a door.
Going through the
no,
door.
no mucopia.
Through the door, you find a sitting and reading room, equally clean. That seems to have a number of small tables where someone did different arts and crafts like knitting, sewing.
I'm gonna sit in one of the tiny chairs and laugh.
You're so big. The chair is so small.
You'd have a bit of a. So you could sit on one of the stools for
Do
sure.
I stand up and it's stuck to my butt?
I mean, a no. If you were to try to sit down on a gnomish armchair with your excessive size, you'd basically be like one cheek in it on
That's
there,
fine.
and
That's
just
fine.
That's
you're
fine.
sitting on the
Kill,
arm.
you so
Yep.
thick.
Yep.
You a whole snack.
She's straight up lunchable.
All right, yeah. You notice, in fact, as you sit down on a rocking chair, even though you sit down on the arm of the chair because you are Gale, it does not move.
I'm trying. Nothing's happening.
Nothing happens.
Guys,
It does not rock,
check
and
out this stupid chair.
Jovi's gonna try and pull one of the books off the bookshelf.
it does not move.
How is Dari?
Dari's fine.
He doesn't mind?
Dari loves ghosts.
Dari's
He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
That's what I've heard.
He seems completely undisturbed by this.
Bark, bark.
yeah. I mean, he's not psychic.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he got freaked out at the last
he a
place.
dog.
Well, yeah, the last thing was humming at a frequency that you couldn't hear.
Fair. So speaking to animals would not be helpful in this situation.
I believe we must simply reach the center of this disturbance. It may very well be the object
So
which we are seeking.
How do we find the center of a disturbance? Do we just do we ask nicely? Do we go to where the weirdest
What
shit is?
kinds of books are on the shelf?
I mean, they're nothing to write home about. It's a lot of like sewing and cooking. It's a lot of craft books.
Aw.
There's novels for the nonfiction stuff. Whoever lived here was really, really focused on classism. Like just they're like they have the C encyclopedia. They have like guides on how to support the lower class best if you come from money, that sort of thing. Like all of this, like really all of these texts on class warfare.
So I'd like to see if I can figure out, like, we've seen where the boundary of this effect is in the front of the house. Can I figure out any other places where that boundary is?
So from the inside, I mean, you can see as you look up at their windows that it seems to be the same. That it seems to stop at the windows. It seems to stop at any entry point to the house.
I believe we should descend.
Yeah, I'd second that. I mean, we're not gonna get anything done here unless Mizzy, you're a cleric. I know this is relatively new.
He's like, what?
This is. I know
I'm a
this-
what?
I'm not sure that she has processed that.
So,
We hate to be the one to define you. We hate to put labels on you, Mizzy.
Mizzy, you speak Infernal. You now have a holy
I heard.
symbol.
I heard infernal.
you understood a language that you didn't understand that comes from demons. You can
That's
cast
what some people call them.
holy light and have a symbol of a god. I'm not super familiar, but I just
I'm not saying you're wrong.
the-
I'm just not comfortable with this conversation.
so the people of similar features that you have that I have run into previously have been able to sense when things that are evil are around or been able to
I mean, there's
talk.
definitely a presence
Okay.
in this house. You guys couldn't tell.
I mean,
I-
it's
I
freaky as fuck.
I was
but
cognizant of that fact, yes.
It's freaky as fuck, but I don't feel anything.
Do
and
you have
real
any
quick,
magical
amazing.
detection spells?
Yeah.
I probably don't have any prepared right now. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Guys, let's make a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Nope,
just,
nope. Do
just,
not mess with Ouija shit. Nope.
Just
That
as
is
a
no
point
where's
of
the heart
order,
rule.
I like to. One of the things that I like to do to let magic be magical is if you aren't actively casting a detection spell, like I don't give spellcasters sixth senses because I think that I feel like that's popped up a lot in nerd media where it's like, oh well, you do magic, clearly you can just feel it, and like one of the ways that I like to make magical capabilities shine through is when someone who has a character capable of magic actually says like, no, I reach out and like, pull out my magical tricorder and scan
Yeah.
for it, which is a thing I can do rather than just being like, well, yeah, clearly because you're a wizard, you can just feel what school of magic you're currently being affected by. Like, yeah, no, I don't
Okay.
do that. So
Yeah.
unless somebody's saying they're casting a spell, that the spellcasters are just as sensed as everyone else.
Okay, then I think still in canon, Jovi would say, do you want to at least try to see if you can sense or get to know more or communicate with whatever it is that's here?
Yes. I would love to.
I'm going to poke at the stairs with my cane.
The stairs going upstairs?
Or downstairs. Oh, you're going, get underneath the stairs. We're trying to get into the sewers, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
There's just not much.
up to this point, no one had tried to open the door going downstairs.
All right, I'm going to open that door while they're doing their thing.
So, yeah, you touch the handle and the handle does not turn. It's not like it's locked. It is more in the same state
It
as
is
the.
time locked.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's frozen.
We're having a time crisis.
I love those games. Fuck. Can we go play Time Crisis?
Yes.
No, not until we finish D&D.
God damn it.
God.
I love
There's,
like.
yeah,
Okay,
there's just
rolling
not-
to get
I
us
was
back
gonna
on
say,
track.
There isn't a lot.
6
that,
plus
like,
14, 20. Go.
I was perfectly on track. What are you talking about? Go on.
Like, I can at this point, like, is there like a knowledge religion check that might give me some insight as to the best way to communicate with a ghost or whatever is haunting?
I'll
Or
even.
are we...
I'll give it to you with the Arcana check earlier that you would know that like if you had speak with dead and there were dead present.
Yeah.
I'll also give you for free that you would know that like the signs of a haunting don't necessarily mean that the spirit causing it are necessarily in the room with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were to find them, you could do that. But yeah, so you guys would have to possibly search the rest of the house to figure out what else is going on.
I'm gonna see Relquist
Cameron's
struggling with the door, and I'm just gonna go and kick it as hard as I can.
It doesn't even give that shuddering thud sound when you kick it.
Guys, this door's broken.
Well, this is indeed a conundrum. And on that note,
I was like, you yelled at me for saying it on that note last week, and I didn't know if you wanted me to do it this
no,
time.
but get us to a finishing place. Get us to that's not much of a cliffhanger.
And they realized that the
Oh.
entire rest of the house was not just stopped as far as occupancy, but frozen in time.
And it was them that were really still.
What? Go.
This has been another episode of the Play Better podcast, bringing you the best in the world of tabletop gaming and teaching you how to play it better. PlayBetterCast@gmail.com, PlayBetterCast@gmail.com, at PlayBetterCast on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Hit us up. Let us know how you're doing. Rate us where you don't hate us. Let somebody know how Play Better has touched you in all the right places.
Don't show them where we touched you, because that could be admissible in a court of law.
And if you're wondering why we titled this episode Hitachi Magic Wand, well, then you've obviously never tried one. So, I'm Cameron McNary.
I'm Molly McClanahan.
I'm Liz Brink.
I'm Nerissa Hart.
And I'm Ryan Seguin.
Play well.